Hi, guys. Riot Podcast here, reminding you to riot today. Hope you didn't forget.
Yeah, just make sure you have that scheduled sometime today.
Yeah, you want to take some time. And this podcast will be a great warm-up for you, I think.
So in this podcast, probably the biggest is Beacon Light and Kevi stop by and hang out. Kevi's from Radio U Fusion. Beacon Light, I'm sure you might have heard on Radio U before. So we talk their tour and new hip-hop music from them.
Other things in this podcast, we talk about the next time you'll see an X-Men movie. I played board games. Nikki wants to know about Warhammer.
I got a lot of invites.
You did.
To paint little characters after we talked about this.
Jesus is back and he's hungry.
Yeah.
Some woman really likes the Easter Bunny. Our favorite Chinese restaurant. iPads. There's a lot here.
It's hopefully enough that you'll
busy.
Yeah, hopefully enough that you'll enjoy. Now, for our interviews, those are also posted. If you have not yet subscribed to our Radio U Riot YouTube channel, I would suggest that. That way you get interviews and any other extra special videos we might send out. Just make sure you are subscribed to get notified for when something gets posted. Same thing if you join us at our Radio U Riot Facebook page. Just sign up to get notified. So if we do a live event or post, you're one of the first ones to see it.
So we really want you to see it, guys.
It was really moving.
We really want you to we really want you to be a part of it.
Yes, please.
Will you come? Will you come and talk about Warhammer with us?
Okay, great.
Okay,
or let us know whatever you think we might do. Do you cover the board game Riot live event possible stuff in this?
Is there? I don't think it. I don't
Did it
think
make
so.
it in it?
I think that's in the question of the morning, which I
didn't include.
Include. Maybe I don't remember.
Well, if you get it, you get it. If you don't, sorry, guys.
If you don't, you don't. So, all right. Well, you guys have a fantastic podcast, and
have a wonderful day.
We're going to hit play on it right now.
Ready,
play.
Set,
go.
The Worst of the Riot box set is now available nowhere because we know you wouldn't want it anyway. It's the Worst of the Riot on Radio U.
You know, as I do, that every year it gets a little more crowded for superhero movies. It's like, hey. Next week is Broccoli Man.
They tend to, well, it does seem like they're opening up to what I thought would have been the C and D team to bring them in almost a full-length movie capacity.
Yeah, just keep going.
I'm not saying Ant-Man, but maybe that is what's coming to mind.
I think more people like Ant-Man than, like, for me, especially when I was buying comics a lot instead of just being a, online subscriber. Just the idea of like, hey, do you want the new Ant-Man comic? It's like, what am I, stupid? No, because
that's a little harsh.
Oh, you think so?
That's a little harsh right there. But like for me, I mean, I knew some main characters, but when Ant-Man rolled around, was it last year or the year before? I was like, who is it? I've never heard of that before.
He's an adventurer. Some people like him. But, they have to, with all of these superhero movies coming out, eventually you kind of hit peak superheroes, so you got to move some things around. And that's what just happened yesterday. 20th Century Fox made a little announcement about their X-Men movies. We were supposed to, next month, get The New Mutants.
Which was
that really weird trailer that they had where it was like a horror movie about these mutants locked in it's like an asylum almost, and they couldn't get out. And, I just remember seeing the trailer and being like, guys, did you read New Mutants ever? Like, because that's not what this is.
It's all an interpretation.
Like, that's not what that's about.
But was it a TV show or?
No, movie.
Movie? Okay.
Yeah, that was supposed to be out next month. And they're like, yeah, how do you guys feel about like next August?
Does that sound good?
They have bumped that movie 15 months.
Now, if you don't know, next month is the start of a bigger movie season.
Actually, excuse me, 17 months.
And then, going forward to an August release. August is
Of next year.
But just an August release is normally not still that spring, summer blockbuster season. They must not feel very confident in it. That's a lot of reshoots. That's a lot.
They said they're going to add a whole new character to the movie.
I'm fascinated how they can do that. Like if they take the first movie they spend all this time and money on, they're like, well, we don't really like it. Go back and do some more. Like to me, that's just amazing they can do that and make it work.
It's kind of worked for Disney, right? Kind of. Like what's the movies? They got that Solo movie. They say they reshot like 90% of that. That's just a whole new movie.
Sure.
That's not a reshoot.
At that point, that's just been redone.
But what was the other one? Rogue One they did that with. And there was Justice League. But,
that's fine.
If you could
is that the one on with the Henry Cavill, the mustache thing.
Yeah, you might not want to bring that up. But they delayed that, and the new X-Men movie was supposed to be out this November. They were like, yeah, November.
Maybe they're still afraid Black Panther will still be doing well even 17 months from now. They're like, it's fine. We don't want to be near any other releases.
They moved that to February of next year. Yeah, which is when Black Panther, in fairness, made an absolute killing this year. So maybe they're thinking like, hey, nothing says I love you like X-Men Dark Phoenix.
They're hoping to do it again in February.
It's perfect.
Well, if you're an X-Men fan, then there's a slightly disappointing update. You need to wait longer.
Your year of X-Men films hasn't exactly been canceled, but dang, right?
It is still a year of X-Men films. It's just...
Next year.
Next year, not this year.
Well, I mean, November. No, that's right. No,
February.
Man, what am I saying? I just said it and I didn't get it. Yeah, so all your X-Men movies got moved to next year. So you guys still got Ant-Man and the Wasp, though, which Nikki, despite what she said, is pretty confident in. She's a girl, Nikki.
Yeah, I'm going to love it.
Sure, the Riot could start eating healthy, or they could continue living happy, enjoyable lives. The Riot on Radio U.
So last night I got together with some friends and did something that a lot of people have been like, you should try this, you should try this. So I did. Am
I looking at the fact that you played a board game last night?
Played a board game last night.
I've never heard of this one.
Ticket to Ride? I played it one other time because, again, some people had gotten together and they're like, hey, we're going to play this game.
Dude, it's got some crazy good reviews.
Nikki, it is so much fun.
Is it?
It was so much fun. Like, I really had a good time, which I know genuine enjoyment is not something we often promote here.
Remember earlier in the show we talked about, I can't tell if Obi's being sarcastic or not, or is he honest, or is he being mean?
No, I'm sarcastic.
He's actually something that he enjoyed.
So the idea is, and there are different there are a couple different boards that you can get, like a European one and whatever, but like we played the United States one, which I think is the original. So the idea is like there are all these different cities on the map and they're connected by railroad routes.
Yeah.
And you've got to collect cards that will enable you to own certain routes. And that's kind of like the moment-to-moment game. And then you also, every player is issued a card that is kind of the meta game. So it's like, hey, I'm trying to build a train track from Washington, D.C. to Los Angeles.
Sure.
And so then you've got to choose these different routes from city to city and try to get there. Plus, players, if they get an idea of what you're trying to build, because you want to keep it secret, they can block you and you can get stuck. So you can't like win your meta game with the card. And it's all points based. It was, when me talking about it right now, I played a board game about a railroad.
It doesn't sound well, doesn't it?
I'll tell you who sounds bored. But it was a lot of fun. It was a surprising amount of fun. Now, it moved a little slowly.
Well, of course, it's a board game.
But, yeah, maybe that's the problem right there.
It's just a different speed.
Maybe that's the problem.
And you're supposed to talk and have fun with people and interact.
It's almost like you're supposed to be, just what you said, interacting with the people around you while you're waiting on your turn or something.
Yeah. Whereas, like, if you're just playing a game the traditional way online, you're like, all right, let's see how far we can get in this small amount of time. I'm not talking to anybody unless they're online.
But I have talked to a lot of people lately that are like, bro, we played this board game. It's really awesome. And like a couple of different things. And I looked at another one. Now, I haven't bought anything, of course. Haven't bought anything. But I'm really interested in this game called Pandemic, where it's a board game, but with zombies.
Yeah.
And so we've actually talked about Pandemic on the show before, because I almost picked up the app so you could play on your phone. And I thought, well, like, I'll learn it on the app and then maybe I'll get some people together to play. Now, the thing that you have to understand about me is, like, if I try to get people together to play, no one's
coming over.
But if I can get, roped into someone else's thing.
Sure. Like, they already have a Pandemic night.
Yeah, Pandemic night. Who doesn't want to come to that?
Oh, yeah, sounds great. Well, Owen said it's a good game, so Owen, that should be on the back of the box right there.
Owen says,
it's like, I'm buying it now. It's a great review.
Okay, so wait, are you saying that Owen says that Pandemic is good, or the Ticket to Ride?
The Ticket to Ride.
Ticket to Ride was good. Mm-hmm. I could see us playing that around here and getting really angry at each other.
You want to do a Riot live event on Facebook?
Riot plays Ticket to Ride?
Maybe, or the Pandemic.
I wonder if that would be any fun to watch.
Probably, because I bet we'll get mad maybe once, be like, oh, can they handle a board game?
So you're saying like the only way it's going to be worth watching is if drama ensues.
Yeah, so pick the game that's the most drama.
Me, you, what do you think, Hudson?
Oh, yeah, that would be fun.
Play some
snacks with it. You guys, anybody?
We
have
just
an
have
overhead camera.
Board game night?
That shoots down onto the board.
Maybe. Okay. All right. Okay. Hang on.
Walk with us.
Walk.
The wheels are going.
You know, our last Riot Live event was back at the end of February.
Yeah.
Maybe we should have another Riot Live event at some point. I don't know when. I'm not going to throw out a date right now because, we're not ready.
We're not ready.
But maybe we do Riot Game Night, but not Mario Odyssey. Instead, we play like Ticket to Ride or Pandemic.
See, I think it'd be fun.
I mean, I would do it.
I think so, too. Be a different setup, but we could do it.
Yeah.
Get pizza that night. Like, I don't think we can make food while we're doing it, but...
No, I don't think so either. Everybody has to bring a signature snack, and we'll order the pizza. And we'll just set the cameras up. See, this is how broadcasters have fun.
Now. I don't know.
We can't just get together as friends and have fun. It's like, no, we must broadcast it. Everyone must see it.
You guys want to watch a game night?
Yeah, you know what? Sound off.
Play off the movie? But ours is just calm.
Well, there's not going to be anybody breaking in.
No, nothing like that.
Nothing like that, no.
Just a game night.
No guns, just us with a board game.
I feel like this could go really well. It could be fun.
I think we could have a good time with it.
And then we could just every night. Then we could just have a different game night every so often, and then we just put in a new thing.
Well,
new game.
I think we should think about it. Like, let's talk to Hudson. Let's check the calendar. Let's maybe do it.
Let's start some date thinking about.
All right.
Okay. All right. So maybe for the next Riot Live event, we have those on our Facebook page if you join us at Radio U Riot, or our YouTube channel, which is at Radio U Riot.
Okay. All right. I like this. It sounds like a good idea.
And then you don't have to worry about inviting people because we're coming anyway.
Because you're paid to be here.
Yeah, we're here.
Leftovers from the most disgusting meal you've ever had. It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
Man, y'all are a bunch of nerds. It's like so many people have texted,
Which you're
Facebook,
welcome
tweeted,
to.
and they're like, "We want to come. We're coming to game night.
Oh, they want
We're
to come to
too.
our game night?
I want to be there. I love games. We're coming."
All right. Well, we'll get you more details soon as we talk about the upcoming Riot Game Night, which we will host. Don't forget Radio U Riot on YouTube and Facebook. Make sure you just follow us there, and you're already subscribed to get notifications. So then that way, anytime we post a video or content, you're the first to find out.
Rachel says we need to get into Carcassonne. Or is it Carcassonne? I don't know what it is. That
sounds too much like carcass.
It does. Well, no, it's fine. It's fine. Dan is reminding us that we talked about pandemic before.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
See, Dan, it doesn't mean we're going to do something based off this.
Yeah, no, I told you.
We're just good talkers.
I forget about it. Erica says, Obadiah, you're missing out on so much. The church I used to go to for a while had every first Friday family game night. We played all those games as well as...
Slash fish fry now.
For Lent.
I always see those signs. I'm like, why is everybody frying fish?
Because they give up meat for Lent, right?
That's right.
You're missing out on so much. We also paint and we play Warhammer 40K. So
is that
if you
like
want
4K? But
no, look, Warhammer 40K.
What
Nikki,
is Warhammer?
Okay.
Is it a game that
I just want you to know somebody just got chills.
Someone was like, Nikki said that. Like, Warhammer.
They have secret dreams that. They've waited their whole life
to hear a girl say that.
To hear, that's exactly what I would say. To hear a girl say, "So, Bob, what is Warhammer?" And it's like, "This is the best day of my life. This is the best day of my life." Warhammer. Well, I'm glad you asked.
Well, sit down, Nikki. Let's talk Warhammer.
I do. I would find a girl that wanted to know about things that I knew about.
Oh my gosh, I'm genuinely interested in wanting to know about Warhammer.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Okay?
Well, someone said I could paint something, and I love to paint.
All right. Well, Nikki, Warhammer is there are two versions. There's Warhammer, which is like Lord of the Rings, and then there's Warhammer 40K, which is like Space Lord of the Rings. And so...
I'm interested. Please keep talking.
Tell me more.
I know you thought my eyes rolled back. They did not.
I will tell you that I played Warhammer Space Marine on the Xbox 360.
You did.
The video game.
You did.
Because everybody talks about, these tabletop games, and I was like, I'll play the video game version. And then I read 2 of the books in the Horus Heresy, and I was like, I have to stop.
Are these words?
They're books. Wait.
I'm sorry, but I'm so interested in hearing
know about it.
Warhammer.
Something Emperor, something, I don't know.
Okay, so it's just it's another option.
Yeah. So, but they do the tabletop game, and like it's not just like Dungeons and Dragons
but
where everyone has
my
books.
Characters?
Yeah, you paint little guys and you move your.
Then you can use them. It's not paint as we go, like with the game.
The thing I always wonder is like do you only have as many people as you paint, or like so then you have to just keep buying more? This is like microtransactions writ
but
large.
in real world.
Yeah. I don't know.
All right, well,
I just feel like it's a world that if I wasn't careful,
you could get lost in.
Oh yeah, one of us. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So maybe it's better that I just am alone.
No. We're gonna do a board game night. We're gonna do a night. We're gonna do a night.
We're gonna do it.
We're gonna do something.
But I feel like Warhammer is too far. Though I think it's
way too far.
I think it's really nice that you guys offered. Erica was saying, and I appreciate that. I really genuinely do.
Just let us ease on in, guys. We'll ease into it.
I think we'll
start
small,
off with a Monopoly or something like that. Shoot some ladders.
Candyland.
Oh my gosh, if we played Candyland, I would die. I'd be dead. I'd be so happy. Is going to happen.
We play Candyland and eat candy.
Oh my gosh. Best night ever.
You be Vanellope and I'll be Ralph.
Yes, every time. Okay, we're going to do that too. Someone keep notes for us, please. They're like, how much candy did you eat? Well, every time I rolled the dice.
Are we recording this? There's too many good ideas.
Do we roll for Candyland? But every time it's your turn, you eat candy.
It's perfect.
Forget Warhammer.
What are you talking about?
I'm going to Candyland.
Oh, see, that's the problem. Every time a girl asks you about Warhammer, they just want you for your candy.
The Riot.
They hate me. They hate you. They hate us.
Why else would they make us listen to the worst of the Riot? Radio U.
And here I have the transcript of the 911 call that I think you'll really appreciate. Jesus is here.
Oh, the one guy.
He's back on Earth.
Hey, he's hungry. He was hungry.
I just broke in and had a pizza. I'm Jesus.
So this guy who claimed to be Jesus broke into,
so good.
Was it a Domino's or a Pizza Hut? Or none of the above?
Pizza Hut.
A Pizza Hut. Mm-hmm. And he said he was hungry, was starving. But he says he was Jesus.
Yeah. I just love the idea of calling the cops like, Jesus is here. He's talking about himself in the third person, and Jesus is hungry. So Jesus had a pizza, and then Jesus called the cops. Just like, what are you...
Well, I think something was wrong.
What are you talking about?
I don't want to take that step out.
You don't think the second coming of Christ happened in High Point, North Carolina at Pizza Hut?
It's not a Pizza Hut.
What are you talking about?
And I have been a fan of Pizza Hut compared to some of the other places. So if I was, you'd have a fan for me, but not, I don't think that's what happened.
Police pulled up outside and found legions of angels and a white horse in a handicap spot. So he had to move. They cited him for that because he was not properly authorized to park there or break into the Pizza Hut for a pizza. I mean, I've heard that Pizza Hut's heaven.
What if there was like the Four Horsemen just right on out there? It's like, I think it's the end.
Like, guys, you're not going to believe this. But I think it's actually Jesus at Pizza Hut.
I don't know for sure, but mine has a drive-through.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. My back has been killing me. I'm totally better now. By the way, it turned out that none of that's true.
It's not, and that is exactly what we felt like would be happening. It's not Jesus, just a man claiming to be him.
I got to keep reading you some of the things he told the 911 operators. Because I'm Jesus, I can do whatever I want. And I'm tired of the Judases on this earth.
Really? He knows some stuff there.
And everybody's been treating me mean. And so he's went to the Pizza Hut to put a stop to it. I think to be clear, he did not just eat pizza. He also...
Pizza Hut also offers an assortment of sides and pastas and wings.
He apparently ate a large amount of Mountain Dew, which... Okay.
Do you think that led to he's thinking he's Jesus? Or was it Mountain Dew and like antifreeze or hairspray?
I don't know the answer to that. I do know that ever since I was a kid, I've fantasized about, like, you know how you go to, now this is a Chuck E. Cheese thing, not a Pizza Hut thing.
Walk with us.
But, you know, you go to Chuck E. Cheese, and for some reason, I mean, I don't know what they do now, but it used to be like they would sell your parents pitchers of soda instead of like free refills for everybody. So they'd bring a pitcher, and it used to just be like, man, what if that whole pitcher was mine? What if I could just have that
really?
pitcher?
When like now you can have any pitcher you want.
I know, but it would have never tasted as good as that pitcher
When you were
did then.
young and just like, what's this?
Everyone goes to play games, and I grab the pitcher and head for a corner. Don't tell anybody. What?
That was your little Obi dream?
Was it?
Maybe.
Or am I just making it up for this moment?
I'm afraid either way. Because that means it's somewhere deep inside you.
The fact that you're joking about
And
it
it means it has a little bit of a truth, doesn't it?
that it's real. Turns out, by the way, he's his real name was Quintero, and he's being held on a
But it's
$1,000 bond.
pronounced Jesus.
It's spelled Quintero, but it's actually Jesus.
The Riot talks about wanting a day off, but when do we get a day off from them?
Whoa! You suck at this!
It's the worst of the Riot on Radio U.
It is the Riot. We
Round
are
of
joined
applause.
right
Yay!
In
Very,
studio?
very excited for, we have with us, because I know on the tour, but the Live Loud tour with Kevi and Beacon Light in with us today.
Yeah. Thanks for having us, guys.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
What's up? Good morning.
Dude,
I got my
yes.
anti-coffee,
Dude, how
big is the energy drink, Beacon?
20 ounces.
20 ounce,
a
okay.
20-ounce Red Bull, dude?
That's crazy.
I don't know, man. This is a long.
This every tour, though.
Short night sleep last night.
Yeah, aw.
So how much does that cost? Because that looks
That's
like a
$5.
$100 can of Red Bull to
No,
me.
yeah. It's $5.
Okay, $5. Because I just feel like you command some level of either fear or respect when you walk into a room and you set down a 20-ounce Red Bull.
And this guy, but it's probably both, right? Like this guy's either out of his mind or he could actually die of a heart attack right now, and we're gonna have to revive him.
When, like you told me, because when we talked before you were coming in, I was like, oh, I bet they're tired. You had, a
Sure.
short night and stuff. And then I was like, when I saw that, I was like, oh, he's serious.
He's fine.
Yeah.
Some bands just come in, they're like, yeah, we're sleepy. Like, no, you are tired.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Real talk, though. Like, how long does it take you to get through a 20-ounce Red Bull like that?
I think
We shall see.
I'm already like a third of the way done.
Okay. So is that the equivalent? What's a normal Red Bull? Is that
And
like 8 ounces?
I only had it for like 5 minutes. So
Yeah, I
Okay.
think
yeah,
it's
normal
8
one's 8
ounces.
ounces.
Yeah.
Okay. So
So it's like $1 for every 4 ounces.
okay. So like when did you graduate? Because like at some point in your life you
You went
started
from the small
small,
can to the
and
big
then
can?
you all of a sudden were like, I'll take one of those.
Well, actually, to be honest, I hate to say it like this, but so when I was like really like not living for God at all in my life, I was tripping on a lot of stuff, and then so energy drinks became some type of healthy unhealthy substitute
Gotcha.
for my littiness. So as soon as I saw like a huge can, I'm like, bro, I'll take that.
I'll
bro.
take that.
Right
That'll
there.
do.
That's like the acceptable drug right there. I'm gonna take that.
We get
Super
what you're
amount of
saying with it.
energy.
We get what you're saying.
So Beacon Light's here.
Sorry,
but
parents.
No, it's cool,
Now,
man.
Kevi, you just brought like a soda, nothing else?
Yeah, this is it. I mean, we stopped at Captain
That is a
D's.
combination of like 20 sodas. We were
No,
at
you
a
keep
restaurant and
refilling
he did
it?
the swamp water thing. You know where you hit like everything?
Come on, bro. Why you
Yeah,
gotta tell him, bro? We on,
Hey, bro, you did it, bro. I'm just-
man.
There's something embarrassing about that.
Hey, I drink water though, y'all.
I brought
Sure
you guys
you
water
do.
bottles, but you obviously
Shout
don't
out,
want
man.
them.
Nah, bro,
Yeah,
it's
first
all
off,
good.
they're too small because the size of the drinks they brought in are
Yeah.
nowhere
Hey,
near,
that's
and they pushed them to the side, so I don't think they want them.
That's the biggest bottle of water I could find back there. Seriously.
To give him credit, he started out with sweet tea, but he said it left what was your words?
Like a factory floor.
Factory floor taste aftertaste in his
No,
mouth.
I don't know. I
Started
don't know
out
how,
sweet, ended up bitter.
Yeah.
One of those
That's too
things.
bad. That's too bad. So, like, is that like? Are you a big soda guy, Kevi, or are you
No,
just
I drink. I like drinking like fruit drinks and like I like water.
okay?
He's
Yeah.
super healthy.
Yeah, I feel that.
He
I
has
feel
like
that.
a 2-year like binge fast thing from eating candy.
Yeah,
Like we'll be on the road and be like, bro, you want this? And be like, nah, bro, I'm
Yeah.
not
Don't
gonna
go
eat
in that
candy for the
break
whole
room
year.
then.
I haven't had candy in about 2 years now.
Don't
Well,
we
going on 2
got
years.
we got
Yeah.
bags full of candy in there. Don't
might
go
have to
in
break
there.
it today.
I know you're like somebody
Be that
brought in
bad
all
guy.
these sweet tart things.
Yeah,
I don't know where those came from,
from.
but don't work here.
Okay,
then.
when you say you say no candy, but what about cake?
I mean, I eat like cookies and
Ho-hos.
No, I don't eat ho-hos and
Is
Twinkies.
that the line? Is that where we're drawing the line?
That's right. Where's the line of like what's acceptable?
Is this it?
What?
Yeah.
I won't eat that. But...
If your mom makes you cookies, it's not really candy.
Sure.
Yeah,
But
one
if
of
you
those.
buy
Yeah.
ho-hos and they're processed.
So more
then it's
processed. I
more
gotcha.
There you go.
To you.
Except
Man,
Whatever.
if
Anyways,
you,
whatever
If you
his
need some
definition of
help
candy
getting
is.
around this, I can help you.
I need you. I need you.
I will help you walk the line on
Thank
this.
you,
Don't
bro.
worry about it.
We should
Don't
see
worry
because
about it.
also in the break room with the candy, we have these little cupcakes, and they're as artificial
those
as it
things
comes
scare me.
by.
Oh my God.
Didn't we do an interview where we ate some type of we ate like a cake or a
We ate.
zebra
We
cake
did
or
a,
something?
Oh, we did a
yeah,
taste
We did a
test.
taste test with you.
What
Yeah.
was it?
Man, I got to be honest with you. We eat so much crap around
We
here.
don't
I couldn't
even
begin
know.
to tell you what it was.
Yeah,
It's
we
a
did.
taste test.
We were like eating it while we were interviewing during
Yeah.
the video interview, just crushing this ho-ho or zebra cake, or it was like I think it might have been a Christmas mint zebra cake.
Could be.
Dude, he's right.
sounds
We were
good.
taste testing that.
Yeah,
No,
it actually
Careful
was.
for it,
It
though.
was good. It had like
I
little
know,
peppermints
I
on
know.
top.
Don't do it, Kiwi. Don't do it.
Kiwi was so gross, dude.
It was nasty.
It was disgusting.
Oh,
Like,
man.
I
Actually, no,
didn't
that
like
one
it?
was good. That one was good.
Absolutely.
Beacon, your album is out on Friday, right?
Friday,
Yay.
yeah.
Hey.
Exciting.
And then
excited?
Kiwi is with us
Absolutely.
as well.
Hey, what's up, y'all? What's
Yay.
up, what's
Part
up?
of Radio U Fusion.
So let's talk Beacon's album. And, well, you know what? First off, we didn't mention this last break. Let's get it out of the way. Beacon was calling me Jeremiah.
Aw,
and we've
just
been
once.
They
we've
kind of
been-
beeping in
I
here
think
right
twice.
now.
Yeah.
I would just
But-
go with me, Beacon. Just say what I say one time.
Yeah, bro, just go.
It's not all okay, though, because, like, we've been calling Kevi
Heavy, and it's Kiwi.
for like 6 months.
If you ate it, we owe you a lot of candy.
Oh, damn.
But all is
I love you
forgiven
guys.
since it's been wrong both sides
Yeah.
of the
I
table.
love
Is
you
that-
guys.
we just strike
you
a
go.
balance. We're okay with that?
Thanks, Beacon.
Okay.
You lost all your power. You're suddenly like, why is Radio U playing so much Kiwi lately?
Look, bro.
We owed him, dude. We owed him. So, well, Beacon, talk to us, man. Tell us about your new album.
Yeah. So it's called Loud Drive Home.
Okay.
The whole concept, the vibe of the album is really like my story as far as hip hop is concerned. Really started, I guess, as far as being a part of the culture and creating it.
Yeah.
In the car with my friends. And so we would just like drive around freestyling and all that stuff. And I was always like a part of it, loved hip hop, but that was the first time I really realized the fun of just improv and having fun with each other, while we're driving, listening to music and stuff. And I mean, I think everybody can relate to the car vibe, right? I mean, probably 50% or more of the people listening to this right now
Sure,
are in the
they're
car,
in the
right?
car.
And so, hi guys, by the way.
Honk your horn, guys.
Right.
Back
Honk your
at
horn.
him.
And so it's just like that whole concept of like falling in love with it, like in that, and kind of going back to say like, after I met God, what would that be like driving around in the car with my friends, looking through that lens? Because at that time, I definitely was not looking through the right one.
Sure.
And so in that, like, it's just basically the whole concept of the album is like us driving around, having fun, loud music. And because of that, there's also tons of features on the record. So like Kiwi's on there, Cannon, Joey Jewish, Stephen Malcolm, and like my friend Peasy. So like we have like this community type feel in the music and stuff. So
I'll be on Friday for Beacon Light
Friday.
fans.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing it. Like, I heard a couple of tracks off it. I thought it sounded really good. So,
Absolutely.
yeah. Like, you've got this tour going on. Like, with the album coming out, what else you got happening? Like, what are you doing to get ready for the album?
Right now, I'm just scrambling as I'm doing shows to like
Sure.
post enough about it and stuff, to be honest. But like, just really just creating that rollout. I mean, we did a video for like the title track, Loud Drive Home. So Kiwi's on the title track. And so we're just doing this tour, which is Live Loud Tour, which I've intentionally named that as well to kind of go with the whole concept of basically just really like we want to live loud and live unashamed and fearless and walk in that. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, sure. So, Kiwi, what about you, man? What's new?
Honestly, I'm just taking notes from.
From Beacon
I'm
Light,
taking notes
right?
from Beacon.
Aw.
Yeah, that's my big bro, man. This tour has helped me out, from like setting up production, how to be on time. Yeah, I'm a rapper / DJ. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I want to go by DJ Kiwi, but he told me just go by Kiwi.
Aw, sure.
Yeah. So I'm Kiwi.
If not, I like DJ Kiwi too.
DJ Kiwi.
I do like that.
All right. Yeah,
One
not
vote on
DJ
this
Kevi.
side. No, DJ Kiwi.
All right, but yeah, I mean, so I'm still learning. I got a chance to go to South by Southwest last week, and it just was so motivating to see all my internet friends, offline and see them coming together. And I did like 2 shows down there. It was amazing. But I learned from this guy a lot.
But you have dope music too.
Yeah, I got.
Oh yes, of course.
I got dope music. I'm culturally relevant, and I still. I say that I'm culturally relevant.
Nice.
Nothing feels more culturally relevant than saying you're culturally relevant.
You gotta know it. Sometimes you gotta let it be known.
The bullet point.
That's right. Yeah. That's the first one to hit right there. That one's good.
Yeah, so that's where I'm at. Yeah.
Okay. So, dude, where are you from? Florida? Is that right?
I'm from Indiana.
Are you really?
Yeah. So I got the Michigan on full ride scholarships.
Okay.
So I went played JUCO. Then
basketball,
I went to
by the way.
Okay.
Basketball, and then I went to a NAIA Division II school. Full ride scholarship, and then I met my family, at the Edge Church, and man, music just kind of took me a different route, So I'm here.
Yeah, a lot of us, there's a lot of rappers in Grand Rapids that go to a church that basically like we help plant, which is a hip hop church called the Edge. And so Stephen Malcolm, he actually became a Christian there, and then I was there, and we were just all like making music, doing stuff, and then Kevi kind of got plugged in, and now we're all just chilling.
Does that, like, when you guys are all like, hey, we're putting together this faith community and stuff, like, do you guys still find yourself doing like normal kind of like church-like stuff, or is it just like whereas most people are like, tonight we're having coffee, and you guys are like, tonight it's a rap battle. Show up. It's like,
No, it's kind of like, I mean, it just happens organically. I mean, we have a studio there, so like that's something we try to like serve young artists with and people who are growing, and that's where, I mean, you did your whole first record there.
Yeah,
right?
I used to like low key. I'll tell y'all on the radio. I used to live in my church for about 6 months, and before the Barnabas album came out, there was a album called Christ Life, and I took 6 months to sleep in the church. I said, if I'm going to take this break from school, I'm going to go hard at what I do. So I slept in the church. People ask me,
Did
like,
they know that?
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
we kind of
just making sure.
I had like a key. I had a
the
key,
key and everything.
the alarm and everything.
Crawl up from the stairs at night.
So I had a plan with it, though. I would go to Planet Fitness, keep my body fit.
Yeah.
I would go to Planet Fitness, work out, take a shower, and do it all again.
Yeah.
Like every day.
Wow, that's
until I got my
dedication right there.
So,
wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, this is Beacon Light and Kevi. Again, the Live Loud tour is tonight in Fredericktown for Radio U, Ohio.
Yeah.
And then if you want more details on the rest of the tour, but it seems like it's been a lot of fun between you two. Sometimes when tours come through, they're like, well, we're done with each other.
Yeah.
But it seems
I
like
hate this person.
Yeah, it seems like family with you guys. So that's really
absolutely.
nice.
Yeah.
Yay.
Dude, that's good, because I'll tell you, like, are you guys traveling together?
Oh, yeah.
All the time.
Okay, because I mean, I'm not going to name any names, but I've seen a couple of hip hop duos come through here. They're traveling together, and they're just like, we need to travel separately next time.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
I enjoy it.
I have a friend like that who will remain unnamed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
But he's one of those guys that's like kind of have that similar personality brother clash where it's like I could literally see us fist fighting each other at some point. So we should not be hanging out anymore.
Sometimes you just need a break every so often.
But me and Kevi, we get along really well.
Yay.
That's good. Nikki's on vacation next week, so we know what that's about.
Yeah.
So you
Is that
good?
my break?
Yeah, we know what that's about.
You've got to hand it to Obadiah and Nikki. Anyone can eat junk food all day,
Where's my food?
but they've figured out a way to get paid for it. The Riot on Radio U.
Let's talk. Oh, you know what? I wasn't ready.
You have something to go with it.
Well, yeah, we got to take a trip to the Great White North. We've got to go
to Canada.
to Canada, and Stinger's crashing. Wait,
There it is! Yay! It finally worked.
If you guys really want to know what I think happened, it had been idle for a while, and it had to spin up the hard drive because it had, let it go to sleep.
Taking a break. Yeah, that's fine.
I love when we get to have these kinds of discussions on the air.
Well, let's try it again, okay? Going to Canada!
Yeah!
Hey, what's new there?
KFC in Canada is bringing the Double Down back.
So if you remember the Double Down, I think it's come back a couple of times from KFC here in the United States. That was the chicken with
It was 2 pieces of chicken, and in the middle you had bacon and cheese. And I actually don't know what else.
I think that might be it. There was no bun.
No
like
bun.
The chicken was the bun. And people were like,
and it was good.
Crazy about it, and crazy that we just not have the buns anymore, apparently. And so that was the KFC Double Down.
Well, welcome to Canada, where they've got the KFC Double Down, but it's the waffle Double Down. It's 2 pieces of chicken, and in the middle, you got a waffle.
A Belgian waffle.
They say a special maple aioli sauce? Aioli, what is that?
An aioli sauce.
Oh, well, I thought, because, you talk about real food sometimes, you might know.
I don't think you would.
Don't want it.
You don't want it?
Do you know what aioli is?
It's like onions and pesto basil, isn't it?
No. It's better, Nikki. This is going to be a maple mayonnaise.
Oh. I hate mayonnaise. I hate it. And I actually don't like the other stuff.
Miracle Whip?
No.
Ketchup?
Maple syrup.
Maple syrup.
Just, I'm not into it because I don't like sticky stuff. So, remember Sticky Nicky? Don't like it.
Wait, is that where this all came from?
No, I just hate it. I hate that it's so everywhere.
I think Sticky Nicky is a Garbage Pail Kid.
Is it? Please don't get derailed. Please don't go there.
Oh, no, it's Picked Nicky.
Oh.
Not Sticky Nicky. There's Nicky Hickey.
Okay.
Also a Garbage Pail Kid. Man, why didn't we get Cold Sore Lenore? We're on it. We're off one.
Let's go back.
Okay, let's come back here.
Canada!
Okay, yeah.
We're back.
Okay, but that's the word. It's 2 pieces of fried chicken. And then
Which are Double Down. Was it fried chicken too, or was it just?
It was 2 chicken breasts.
Yeah, but I don't know if it was fried. But these are fried, and then
they were
was
fried.
it fried? I never had one. And then a Belgian waffle, and then the aioli maple aioli sauce.
Gosh, that sounds. But I mean, maybe in context it's good. But I'll tell you, when I read about what the aioli sauce is, that is
with maple,
disgusting.
But no cheese, and so that is called the Waffle Double Down, coming to Canada on. Let's see. Oh, it started 2 days ago, and that's at participating KFC locations in Canada. So if you're there, will you try one and let us know how it tastes?
Could you call us?
Aioli and all. Send us like a pick by pick. Just email us.
It looks good. I will say this. I don't think it looks as good. The chicken, like when I had that one, it felt like I was getting like, this is an actual chicken breast. This looks like
little slider.
Like 2 McChicken sandwiches. Like,
Maybe.
like the meat on a McChicken, where they're like, this is all of the leftover chicken on the floor pressed together that wouldn't fit in a McNugget.
I'll tell you though, I still want fried chicken. I want really good fried chicken. I love chicken and waffles too.
Should we go? We should go back to that place. The hot chicken place. Couldn't we? Did they have waffles?
Only on the weekend.
Right. That
Remember,
was the
wasn't during the weekday.
That was the problem.
I'm not going on a weekend.
Shoot.
And it was good, but I don't know. It's not exactly what I want. Let's just think about it. Oh yeah, did we want to talk about lunch yesterday?
Oh my gosh, how could
you forget? Okay, 10 minutes, because we can't go food to food.
Oh, so you said, well, I got to come up with something to put in between the food? What is this, a double down?
Put something in between it that's not food related. And then we're going to come back and talk about what happened yesterday that shook our world so much.
You know what? That's a good call, Nikki. You're right. We need to, in fact,
and you can't put movie news in between, and you can't put comic book news.
What if it's a comic book movie news?
Nope.
Okay. Well, we could do video
games. No food, no video games.
What are we going to do? What is
How about something with the royal wedding?
I got one for you, Nikki. Can we talk about your hairdryer?
Yeah.
Oh, crap. It's food related. Never mind.
Keep trying.
No, really, it is. How about a sleep disorder? Wait, what about Amazon TV news?
Yes.
Remember when we said things couldn't get any worse? We were wrong. It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
Now, as I understand it, the following is supposed to contain no movie news, no comic
video
book
games, no
games,
comics. Yes. Let's try something new.
All right, fine. Easter's coming up this weekend, Nikki.
It is. It's on Sunday.
Mm-hmm. So it's time to head on over to the Carousel Park and get your picture taken with the Easter Bunny.
Do they do Easter bunnies at the mall? Do you get your picture taken with the bunny?
Yeah, get your picture taken with the bunny.
Kind of like Santa, sure.
Sure. Like, my thing is, like me and LaDonna, we like to get ripped before we get our pictures taken with the Easter Bunny.
It just makes it more exciting.
Weird thing is, when LaDonna gets a little too much in her, she starts making comments.
So what happened?
Well, she went over to the Carousel Park in Mansfield, Ohio. And she was like, oh, you're a right sexy bunny, aren't you? She began making, and I quote...
Stop making it awkward.
No. Hey, wait.
Comments?
Pause.
Was she
pause,
hitting on the bunny?
Pause. You asked for this.
Well, I know, but I don't want this. I did.
You gave some very specific parameters, and this story fits those parameters.
Okay, so what? She was making comments towards the bunny.
She was making lewd comments towards the bunny. And she wouldn't,
Stop it.
Stop talking to the bunny.
To get his number.
Spending time with the bunny. And so they had to call the police.
Aww.
Police said that when they showed up, she was slurring her speech. She had bloodshot eyes and an odor of alcohol on her breath and, I quote, an unsteadiness.
About her.
Yeah. So you just a heads up. You don't want to go drinking before you go get your picture taken with the Easter Bunny.
I'm just going to make this statement. I worry about anything day drinking. I very much worry about anybody who makes an argument for that.
Okay.
I'm very worried about that.
I think that's fair.
That
I think
has
it's fair.
affected the trip to the mall.
I think that's fair. I'll say this much, and you think, I've got it under control. How good does the Easter Bunny look to you right now? If he's starting to look like a real...
Well,
I found a real man.
Now, listen, if you have had a rough time of finding a date and you see someone with a steady job, actually, that's seasonal, but at least he has a job.
It's seasonal, but he's employed.
I can see that he would look pretty handsome because, it's tough to find somebody.
It is, and, kudos to her for not judging, okay? Because she doesn't even know what he looks like, but she just knows that she's attracted to the kind of man that gets a steady job.
That's right.
When seasonal steady. So that's great.
That's it.
Yeah.
So now we can talk about food again, can't we?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Because can we? Are you sure you're okay with it?
Enough time has passed. Let us talk about what happened to us.
Oh, you just talked about it.
Personally.
Lettuce?
Oh, we weren't ever getting that there.
What? No, don't worry.
We didn't have lettuce there. But something happened to us yesterday at lunchtime, and it was very disturbing.
Not woman hitting on the Easter Bunny disturbing, but...
Our sort of level of disturbing.
It's our version.
You're listening to the worst of the riot.
Today sucks.
Radio U.
Oh, it feels fitting. It does.
Food time. Let's talk.
One more time?
Okay.
Okay, just wait for it.
Here it is.
It is the riot. So,
I feel like you need sadder music, something more swelling and emotional concerning what happened to the riot yesterday that we were not prepared for.
I wish you had said that.
I thought about it when we were clapping. I was like, this isn't really the right style. Maybe the Titanic music we have somewhere.
10 minutes ago, I would have been a little more prepared. I do have the Titanic music, which feels fitting because something we love that we thought couldn't be stopped, it ran into a huge iceberg, and now it sits on the bottom of the Atlantic.
It should have been fine to be there, but it wasn't allowed to be on the door. It couldn't fit in with the other restaurants, and it got pushed off.
So what he's saying is the breakfast place got on the door, and our Chinese place is now resting on the bottom of the ocean. When if the breakfast place would have moved
over
just a little, there could have been room for both. That search boat was 2 minutes away.
Would have been fine. Yes, that's exactly what
That's what you're trying to say?
All their people parking in all the other spots made it hard to get to our place.
Actually, that's true. Parking over there is a nightmare. You don't think... Wait, do you think it's the pizza place that moved in?
No,
it is.
Yeah, it took a lot of the spaces up, and then you're like, no, I can't even get in there. I'm going over there.
Let me tell you what. We loved a Chinese restaurant, and it was the only restaurant over there.
We like
there was
Chinese.
There was a French bakery which really has good stuff.
It's a like cakes
Whatever.
and cookies and stuff.
And then there was our Chinese place, and then they're like, and we need a breakfast place, and a pizza place, and a chicken finger
there's
place.
There's a Subway, like a spa salon, a Mexican restaurant or something, and there was our place.
I'll tell you what, if that Chinese restaurant would have put in a freaking soda machine, everything would have been fine.
You think they didn't get approval for it or something?
I don't know.
They didn't have that, so we'd bring our own drink, and I know you're like... You guys did that?
Yeah.
But we would. We stopped by the gas station.
Not a lot of shame here.
The problem is we like the food. And yesterday...
A lot. I loved it.
We've been doing our spring fundraiser. So we've been busy for the last 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. We did not have a chance to go to lunch because normally restaurants will bring food and so we eat here. So we went yesterday. We're like, yes, let's have Chinese food finally. And you got to the door first.
I did.
Whenever there's a piece of paper on the door, it's not good.
It is not good. So we walk up and I was like, oh no. And then I read the paper and I see in there, they have the chairs up on the tables.
They were closed down.
It was closed. They're like, hey, thank you for your service, blah, 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 whatever. We have 2 locations left. Oh God, please come.
One of the other two. And someone, when you posted it yesterday, I think they tweeted or wherever they posted, they're like, yeah, it's 5 minutes down the road to the other one.
The other way?
You don't understand. That's out of our lunch loop.
It's out of the zone.
It's out of our lunch zone. And I don't think it was as nicely kept up at that one.
I've never been to the other location.
As the one we went to. And then the other one that we liked that they really keep up and make nice, that's way too far away.
Yeah, it's down. Listen, here's the deal. It's down in front of our favorite store in the whole world, the Micro Center.
There's no R in that. That's you guys. I would only go just to humor and just wait in the car.
You know, you're pretty divisive.
Am I?
That's what you like to do. You like to
divide
divide people.
Group me into something.
You know, I try to be inclusive. I try to make you feel like a part of the team.
That's right. One of the boys.
Yeah. And nope, I didn't say that. Because you know what? It's not about gender. It's about being together. And you immediately were like, no, I'm not with you. I'm not part of that. I'm not like you, which I feel like is like we're knocking on the door of I hate you, go away.
No. But
very close.
All I know is that it was very sad that the place we like to go closed yesterday.
I'll tell you what it reminds us of. Like one of the worst things that ever happened. You know what it's like when you've been on Christmas break and you come back in January and you're like, you know what? I hate my life. I hate it here. Why do I even exist? And then you're like, I'll fix it. I'll go to my favorite restaurant for lunch. Well, we did that one year. We had a place called Shane's Rib Shack. Now, it's a chain that generates out of, like, I think Atlanta or something.
I think there's still
a couple out there.
Down south.
Yeah, and we drove over there because it's so good. And when we got there, I was like, that's weird. All the chairs are on the tables.
You were so innocent. Like, he was just like, oh, I wonder if something happened.
We'll help him set up for the day. Don't worry. We'll take the chairs down.
We'll do it for you.
Don't worry.
And then you read the sign, and, man, that changed your life.
They didn't relocate. They didn't have another location. They were just
gone.
Closed.
Just gone.
Oh, man. Pour one out for Shane's, right? So.
And now our Chinese food place.
Now I need a cleanup in the studio. Does the coffee stain the carpet?
Yes, you're not supposed to pour that out.
Sorry.
Pour it outside the window. It's a figure of speech.
It's just something you say.
It's not that you do.
All right, fine.
So there's nothing.
All right. Well, you know what? That's it. Our Chinese restaurant gone. Though they are right. You know, if we go down to that light and turn left.
I don't like that one. There was slits in the seats, like in the booths and stuff, and they just duct tape over it. Like, that is a fix.
All right, but maybe now that this other one's shut down,
they're moving the nicer stuff
maybe
over.
it'll be nicer.
I don't want to talk about it anymore.
You know what? I'm willing to go over and see for myself.
Oh, and then Chris, okay, are we running out of time?
No, you take all the time you want. This is important.
So then there was like another buffet we used to like, and I said, well, let's go to that Chinese buffet. And he works out next to it, and he said that one day when he came out from working out, he saw 2 mice in the front window.
No, that's not what he said.
Weren't they there?
He said 2 rats.
Oh, 2 rats? And they were there in the front of the restaurant, just like hanging out in the window. And so we can't go there.
Can't go there.
We can't go anywhere nice.
Well, the only thing I know is that the fireman guy, he told me there's the one down there.
I've been there.
I've never been there.
Maybe it's changed.
And then there's Cheap Chinese, which they've relocated. And that's been a long-standing, that's like, it's funny, but like that's the person, they're our rebound relationship. It's like we find somebody we love, then they leave us.
Because you don't want to go eat by yourself.
They're still there.
Yes.
We can still go over for the $5.49 lunch special.
With a drink and
which
an egg
includes
roll.
drink.
Fine. That's all I can talk about. It's too upsetting.
The riot used to be 3 people.
Please tell me we're not discussing video games again.
The other guy didn't make it. It's the riot.
Okay, Nikki, you got 3 options.
Yeah.
Pick one.
Okay.
Facebook, iPad, Amazon.
Let's talk the iPad stuff from yesterday.
Okay. So yesterday, our good friends who aren't our friends at all at Apple.
Way to make that distinction with it.
I'm just saying, they announced their new iPad, which they say is educational.
Yeah, so this is more, which people were speculating that they would do something at the education summit or whatever they were hosting. And this is kind of aimed at when you're in school, you might get a Chromebook or something to try to get you to, instead of having a Chromebook, to have a tablet. And in this case, now have a cheaper Apple tablet.
Yes. So, as Nikki said,
they're trying to just keep you quiet. That's Chrome working right there. That's a Chrome. That's a Chrome call.
Coming after it.
It's a Google.
Google is coming after it.
You okay?
yeah, I'm fine. This to me, which is not to say that I'm smart, but I had a conversation with somebody the other day where I said, dude, Apple and Microsoft are in huge trouble because Chromebooks are everywhere in classrooms. And so what happens is when these third graders that grow up and they go off to college, and instead of buying their nice, $1,000, $1,500 MacBook or whatever, they're just going to be carrying around a cheap Chromebook. Or maybe at some point Google's like, hey, we got a premium model for you, but it runs on the Chrome OS you're so familiar with. So this is them saying, like, we don't have a problem now, but in 10 years we're screwed.
Well, they want to get you now, and they want to get your school to buy them to give to you, since a lot of people, you get issued a book. So
this new iPad will be $329.
But 200 and something if you're a school.
Yeah, you can get, they say $299.
See, so 200 and something.
$30.
Play the number game.
That's the savings.
Number wang.
Word wang. $30.
Yeah.
Okay, well, whatever.
Maybe if you buy more than 100, you get another price.
Here's some specs for it, okay? 8 megapixel camera, which will record 1080p video, an HD front-facing camera, 10 hours on a single charge of battery life. They have an LTE model, so you could get Sprint, Verizon, whatever. It has 32 gig of storage, and they are offering, 5 gig of free iCloud storage, and then, of course, you could, if you're a student and through a school, you could get up to, they say, 200 gig of cloud support or cloud storage.
Really just depends on what you got and what email address or school thing you still have.
The other big thing is it works with the Apple Pen.
That
what do you call
was
that?
Nice. So the Apple Pen, if you had the big
Apple Pencil,
the very big iPad, the Pro one,
the iPad Pro that was like $1,100 or $900.
I had for one hot moment, and then I had the pencil with it. That's, I think, important to this equation.
Yeah.
Because they want you to start using that with your tablet. So I think that was a smart move to make it workable with a cheaper tablet.
Yeah, so with that, you'll be able to write and take notes. You could draw, you could design.
It
there's
itself
a lot of stuff
is
you could do.
expensive, so I didn't catch if they're lowering the price on that.
How much is that pencil? Is it $100?
It's been some time since I bought it, but
yep, $99.
Yeah.
Sorry, I said $100.
You know better than that. Come on.
My apologies. I'm very sorry about that.
So I don't know if that goes down in price, too, if you're buying it with school.
The only other question I had is that, and maybe they unveiled it and I don't see it here, but I just wonder if they have some sort of a keyboard attachment.
Usually the cases have it.
An official keyboard attachment.
I think they have a case that has a keyboard with it. If not, that you can buy cheap.
With that, it really would become a very, very competitive with a Chromebook. That's the only thing with me with a Chromebook that... if you could detach the screen, that would be then you got a tablet too.
When I use a tablet, though, I actually prefer typing on it. I'm perfectly fine pulling up the keyboard that way. I always hated, it was through Bluetooth, and I always hated connecting, not connecting. Sometimes it wasn't perfect. You'd have a couple letters that wouldn't like to work. So I never had a problem with it.
I know this isn't what they want, but I'm just going to lay some Goldilocks on you here, all right? I like my phone for certain things, my tablet for certain things.
Depends on the person.
And my laptop for certain things. Now, somebody, like, we've seen, what do they call them, patents for this, but somebody that says, like, yeah, you just take your phone, you slide it in here, and then, boom, it's your laptop.
There's
and then when you want to get
that.
up,
yeah.
That's probably what I will need eventually. I will also need many of you to make donations to purchase it for me.
To make any of that possible.
So if anybody
Thanks
wants,
so much.
we'll just call it like the Obadiah Tech Fund, or actually we'll probably have a more philanthropic sounding, like the Future Fund, something like that.
This was the worst of the riot, and we'd like to congratulate you on having the stomach to stick around to the very end. The riot exists because Radio U exists, and Radio U only exists because of your support. Find out more and give now at radiou.com/donate.